Love is a tricky thing. One minute, it can have you feeling on top of the world. And just like that, you're in a room crying your eyes out. So it's best to be careful with who you give your heart to. Let me give you an example of just how powerful an emotion love is. Actress Lana Condor had to pretend she was in love with two boys for her new movie, To All the Boys, P.S. I Still Love You, and she went home each day completely baffled.
But I would go home at night, I would drive home at night and be just as confused as I hope the audience will be, because I'd go home and be like, Laura Jean, what are you doing? What are you doing? How did you find yourself here? I'd be disappointed in her because I'd be like, you love Peter, but John is like, gosh, he's the man that you marry, right? So I was just I would have these moments of Laura Jean, what's happening? What are you thinking?
So what exactly is the marrying type? Is that even a thing, or do people just marry who they marry? So on today's show, I traveled to New York City, a place notoriously difficult to find love, to see if the marriage type actually exists. They say in New York, it's very difficult because people have so much to do. They have so many options, more options than any other place in the world, in my opinion. So to give you a little more perspective on this topic, here's Jordan Fisher. He's also in the movie To All the Boys. He plays Laura Jean's side dude. He's a self-proclaimed nice guy who told me about the time he got passed up for being too nice. When it comes to relationships, how come the good guy, sometimes he wins, sometimes he doesn't?
It's just that. Sometimes he doesn't, sometimes he doesn't. If he doesn't right now, it doesn't mean that he's going to continue to lose. I was always the nice guy growing up, and even had a girl that I had feelings for, that I had a long-term friendship with, actually. I mean, we knew each other when we were very young. Her brother and I we were in kindergarten through 6th grade together. It was his sister, and then years later, we're in high school, college, we reconnected, and I expressed that I had feelings for her after talking for a little while, and she was oblivious to the feelings first of all, and then when she was talking about this guy that she had been talking to, whom I didn't even know about at all. That's when I was like, oh, okay, listen, I thought, okay, here's where I thought we were, and I thought that I was making it clear. I hate that it wasn't. Can we talk about that for a second? So we did. I even posed the question to her. Why the broody bad guy? She was like, it's just at my age right now, it's just the appealing thing. She's like, you're the marrying type, and I'm not ready for that.
That hurts so much.
Like a dagger, dude. And I've always known that because I'm a family-oriented guy. For as long as I can remember, I'm kind of an old soul. For as long as I can remember, thinking about life and what I want that to look like for me, it's a wife. It's a bunch of kids. I'm from the South. It's a wife and a big family, and that's what I've always just kind of aimed for, is dating a girl and being okay, is she the forever person? That's why the only person I've ever told that I love is my fiance. I hold on to those words, because it's powerful, it's big. And
his answer really opened my eyes. Not that I've been blind to the whole nice guys finish last argument, but I never stopped to really examine it. I like to think that if someone is meant for you, then it'll be, and if not, you'll just get what you get. But the more people I interviewed on this topic, the more I realized that women are really out here chopping down these nice guys. This is my friend's 13-year-old son, Micah, explaining to me his introduction into dating. Now, before you hear him, I'm gonna actually let you guys know how his parents met. How'd you meet your wife?
Well, I met her in college. I met her on campus. All right, she was in the same dorm. All right, and then I have to give you props. All right, I have to put you in the story because you did introduce us. All right.
Thank you.
Okay, so I'll give you your credit for that.
Thank you. So, but you guys have been together since that moment. Y'all got married. How did you know he was the marrying type?
I think it was Valentine's Day, wasn't it? That I went to his dorm room, and I was trying to be a flirt, and so I wore these tight jeans and this low cut, shirt and everything, and so we just started talking, and I touched them, and I felt some energy, and I knew that this was a person that I felt comfortable around, and that it was just something there. It was just really, the energy that I felt, electricity almost, when I touched his hand.
it's always electricity when there's actual looks and compatibility. You know, you're not gonna have that electricity with somebody ugly. Nah, I mean, it's just not gonna happen. I mean, that's just the reality of it.
How come you haven't told your brother that he's ugly? No, I'm just playing. Just playing. So you're here.
Yes, sir.
And you're the offspring of this love.
Yes, I understand.
No, that's really, really good. There's a lot of children who are not products of love. That is a blessing to be a product of love, because there is a lot of children who are not. Have you experienced love yet? Are you in that moment of your life?
Well, you see, I'm in that moment where I'm in middle school and I look at women and then I realize that my school is very populated. I got a question. If I make a kind of controversial statement, will
You can say whatever you want to say.
Oh, okay. See, I go to school where there's predominantly white girls, alright?
Mm-hmm.
So I remember there was this one time I told this black girl I liked her. She said I was a nice guy. That really killed it for me.
Don't take it personally. Never change. Continue to be that, and it'll work out for you, just like it worked out for him. Because he was a really nice guy. I had to push him to be a devil, but that's why he married your mom, and that's why you're here.
I will say, Jamar had sex appeal. He had, so he had other things going for him than being a nice guy. So
The apple doesn't fall far from the tree. His mother and father are both really nice. All right, so this is the example of couple meets, they fall in love, they live together happily ever after. But is this the norm, or is it just an anomaly? So to help figure this out, I'm gonna talk to Mandy B.
So you're not gonna tell her you just saw me 3 months ago and that you had your son with her son with you. You said that? No, I didn't, because I'm not that messy. I like to think I'm respectable.
Hi, I am Mandy B. I am one half of the Horrible Decisions podcast, and we focus on sex and normalizing kinks in the Black community. Horrible is spelled like whore, so WHOREIVLE. It is a play on words, and we're all whores. Specifically on dates, I think we all have these check boxes that we want to check off as far as what we see in a husband or what is marriage material. And so we can oftentimes know within the first date by his job, maybe by his conversation, what he wants, the amount of kids he has, the number of baby mamas he has. And that'll kind of let you know, do I see this person long-term or not really? Is he fun? Is there just a sexual attraction? Does it go beyond sex? Those are things that almost immediately women have. I'm not gonna lie, over the last the last decade, I've held myself to remaining single because I didn't think that I could give someone the monogamy they seeked in a relationship. But also outside of sex, I didn't know what else I truly offered. I didn't have my finances together. I didn't have a degree. I didn't see myself as the motherly type. I don't want kids. So in terms of what someone sees in wifey material, I don't think there were things I had to offer outside of a good time. However, now, almost approaching 30, I'm financially good. I'm investing. I have a savings. Business-wise, I'm here to help my partner be the best man that he could be. And I'm willing to play stepmom role. Because I'm older, I'm hoping I maybe find a partner that doesn't want kids at the same time as I do, or maybe doesn't want any more. But I'm willing to be more motherly. Shit, I even know how to cook now. I didn't know how much to do more than eggs at one point. So the fact that I even enjoy cooking for other people, I think that I have now those qualities.
It's at this point that I asked her if before this very moment, was she just Mrs. Right Now? She told me she knew that's what she was.
I'm now to the point where in dating, I see myself as wifey material. So I'm letting people know that that's what I want. And I'm not going to be your Mrs. Right Now. Whether you see me as that because of my content or what I do for a living, I know that technically the check boxes that you want from a partner, I can provide. So no, right now, I'm wifey. What do I need to love someone? I don't know.
That doesn't scare you?
When you grow up not seeing love, when you have friends in relationships where they claim love exists and you don't envy those relationships. I don't know what love looks like. Real love, I think. I've never witnessed it. I've never seen it. I don't envy any relationship I've ever seen in real life outside of the movies. So, yeah.
This really puts into perspective for me if a person's past has anything to do with them being the marrying type. The fact that you can change who you are, you can become something, you can get better, you can like different things and aim for different things. Okay, now let's take a look at Young Love. What you're about to see is a collection of interviews set in New York City. You can hear it in the background. You're gonna meet a couple, JR and Kay. They're young, they met before they were legal, and now they've been together for the past 2 years, trying to figure out how they move in love. Here's them explaining how they met.
I'm Kay.
And I'm JR. I'm 19.
I'm 20.
How'd you meet?
I used to work at Starbucks, and he worked at Savaro's, and I was stalking him.
Well, it was funny because that was my first day of interview because I got hired for a job. And when I left, she came up to the interviewer and asked him, "Oh, who is that guy?" But at the time, I was young, and she was 18 and I was 17. So the guy said, "Oh, they're messing with young co-workers or whatever." And yeah.
Yeah, I was plotting. I've been plotting. I was like, I want him.
Okay. So how'd you go about getting him though? When you saw him, was he like, maybe I can marry this guy? Like, how was that? Was he
when I saw
him,
he had his hair out, so he had a ponytail, and I was like, I don't know, like he had on this bright yellow shirt, and I was like, you know what? I could see myself with him. I don't know what it was about him. I was like, I could see myself with him, and so after I went up to the table and asked like my manager like who he was and where he was gonna work, whatever, I was like, if I don't see him again, then it's not meant to be. But if I see him again, then that's my man. Like I'm gonna get him. And I didn't see him, so I'm like, he didn't get hired. Like how do you not get hired? Like it's not easy to get hired there. So one day I was walking past and he was making pizza. His back was facing towards me when I was walking. And so I was like, who's that girl? Because he had a ponytail. I didn't know who he was. And so he turned around and I was like, oh my God, that's that boy that I was plotting on. And I was like, that pizza is nasty. And he was like, I didn't make it. And I was like, I got him.
It's funny though, cause like at first when we started talking, the first day we talked, like I didn't see her that way. Like I didn't see her as a girlfriend type, marrying type, like I would love her or whatever. Cause like me, she's a little bit taller than me, And, like, you wouldn't see like us together. Cause I'm like, I'm skinny or whatever. She's like beautiful and I'm like, So I didn't think I was like a match for her. I wasn't thinking I was like, oh, I'm not worthy of you, but you thought I was worthy of you.
That's a very interesting in New York way. The girl being the aggressor. As you know, New York girls are very aggressive, and Kay is the absolute example of that. But now, let me give you the perspective of a Southern belle.
I'm Noelle Hughley. I'm 24 years old. I'm from Atlanta, Georgia. Yes, I consider myself the marrying type because I know what I want. I have those core values. Everything that I'm looking for in my partner, I know that I'm willing to bring that.
What do you bring to the table?
I am the table.
Why are you the table?
I'm the table. I'm the accessories. Everything. Because I know, I feel like I'm well-rounded in the sense of I know most of what's out there. And I know that what I have, like I don't know how to explain it, but I'm just real confident as far as knowing what I can bring to a relationship, because I know that that's something that I'm seeking to find. Like I'm seeking to find my lifelong partner. And I feel like I'm a bomb person. Like anybody who is like in a relationship with me, we're gonna have fun. Like I'm a versatile person. I have a lot to offer, a lot to bring to the table, spontaneous in life. So yeah, and also I'm willing to learn. I'm willing to grow. No. I was about to get on the sense of being called clingy. I'm like, a lot of times men would like to call women clingy, but then they don't even think about how they got a woman to that point. There are men out there who will wine and dine and tell women the stars and the moon, making them feel as if that's the type of platonic platform that they are on. In all actuality, he was just doing that to get something. And instead of being upfront about it, a lot of times there are guys out there who hide behind doing certain things or going about certain ways just to get what they want, and then are mad when the woman is emotionally attached because it's like they sell her this story. So as far as being clingy, no. Just the sense of, I guess I should have kind of known, but the fairy tale sense of, oh, we went to middle school, high school, we knew each other from middle school to high school, and thinking even though we might go our separate ways in college, however, our love will rekindle and we will eventually get back together and everything will be perfect. But in actuality, it was lies and deceit. It did hurt. It hurt a lot because it hurt with trust. It was a sense of lying. It hurt with trust. Okay, no sugarcoating, but you cannot lie and hide children. You cannot hide humans. And that's what happened. You hid 2 kids? No. And name one of the children after me. That'll break anybody. That'll make anybody go like, what? Yeah. So
for right now, we've experienced 3 different types of love. We had a self-proclaimed whore, my good friend Mandy B, who is now ready to be the marrying type. We have a young couple who at this point pretty much assumes they're going to be together for the rest of their life. 1 in 4 couples tend to end up marrying their first love. 25% isn't bad. Then we have a Southern Belle who knows she's everything, the table and the accessories. But so now I'm going to let you hear what 2 men, both 40 years old, think about love and their relationships. This is a conversation that took place in the car on our way to go see Jamar and Shaquanna. This is my best friend Pete, and we're talking a real candid conversation about love. You're gonna hear some bumps, but this is pretty much what we said. It's real conversation, and it starts off based off the themes in To All the Boys I Love, P.S. I Still Love You. Here's our conversation, and here's where it went.
I wanted to know, have you ever been told you were too nice?
Oh man. Too nice.
Too nice, yeah.
Cause
I know you're married now, and I'm happy. Congratulations that you're married.
Thank you.
But in the past,
bro,
have you ever been told you were too nice?
This is gonna be a good one. It's gonna be a good one. I'm gonna tell you. My entire identity for like I'll just say my teenage life, all the way up to probably 26, 27. Was I was too nice. I remember like the most attractive girls that from my town that I went to high school with would be like, but you're too nice. And I never understood what that meant, because I would probably say from the age of 19, it was kind of savage time. I was in an off and on relationship with my high school sweetheart, and she was in college, and I guess from that point, if we had been a little bit more honest about we're young and figuring it out, it probably wouldn't have been as messed up as it was. But during that time, I was back at home, and whenever we were on the outs, I would try to holler at the chicks that I went to high school with, and their number one moniker was, you're too nice. And I never understood what the fuck that meant, because I knew, actually, I was like, I have a lot of piece of shit qualities about me being 19, 20 years old. I was like, y'all just don't know about it, because the idea is for you not to know about it.
Right.
But there is this culture of ladies, right, that need to fuck with the bad boy.
Yeah, they do.
And I don't know what the obsession is with the guy that's going to treat you like a piece of shit but it's out there.
I had a question. Are
You know.
you the nice guy though? Are you the nice
I
guy?
was definitely, I was the nice guy for a very, very long time. And in my town, from Mount Vernon, New York, once I dated someone from the town, then they had some kind of dating history to attach me to. And then after that, my rep was, because I think people started figuring out, they were like, yo, this guy has kind of got by with this nice guy approach all this time. And someone, it might have been a guy, I think it was there was a particular guy that I do know from my hood that was actually hating on me and was telling and was like, yo, y'all be saying he's a nice guy. He actually fucked your whole crew. And this shit that really happened. And I was like, why would this dude tell that? But it started to become a thing, and then I started to get a little bit of reputation of like, oh, he smashes everybody. But I wish I had, I don't want to say I wish I had it. They give me more credit for smashing people than I was actually due, because it was like bodies that were thrown on me that I didn't actually do.
So you consider yourself a nice guy?
I'm a nice guy, but I also know that
you can't walk
I
a
could
line.
be a
You
five.
gotta be one or the other.
Oh no. Okay, it depends on what a nice guy is. Like, I think I'm truly. I think any of my dating history is good. They can't say, oh, he's a bad guy.
You think it because you knew you weren't the marrying type. You weren't ready to get married.
I'm not sure that I agree, because when I was younger, I had pictured myself being married with 2 children by the time I was 28. I don't know what I was thinking. Obviously, you know, I was early 20s, and then here I am, 30 years old. Like that, you know, I turned 30 and I didn't have any kids, and then it was like, I do want to be a father, I do want to be a husband. I knew that if I did not get out the game, that I was literally going to be a thought forever.
Yeah.
And you know, as my real friend, like I knew. You know, and being a father, I look at my daughter every day, and I'm like a husband, and all of these things. It's
There's
like,
a point in your life where you realize you have to change the way you're living. When did that point happen to you? When did you think you became the marrying type? There's a point in my life when I was. When
I thought I was, I knew I was marrying type a long time ago, but I wasn't. I was not
marrying type in us. That's not here or there. But when did you become the marrying type? When did you?
My real answer.
Your real answer, yeah.
I don't know that I would have done it. I don't do anything that I really don't want to do in my entire lifetime, right? And I have this thing, and this is something that I uncovered in therapy, where I have a very much a fight or flight type of personality. And I was used to being in relationships, and I would never get into anything that I couldn't walk away from. You know, but you know what I was doing was I was not holding myself accountable. I was not holding myself accountable in that regard, right? Because if I'm in something that I could potentially walk away from, then I'm really going to be taking the coward's way out. And I'm always, my foot is hanging outside the door looking for an out. And I told my friends, I told you this years ago too, I knew that my exit in the game was going to be super abrupt and extra sudden, right? It was news to many.
You knew that was going to happen.
I knew that was going to happen 5 years. I told you this 5 years ago, Xilla. Remember?
I remember, but I don't know why you wanted that for your life.
It's not even wanted it. Bruh. If I did not have to come to a decision, I wasn't going to make one. I wasn't going to make one. And I'm going to give you a celebrity twist on this, right? Because you know I used to do photography for good music, and I told you this before. And I was privy to a lot of information that I was either standing new, you know, not ear hustling, but shit would. And I'm going to tell you this, and I'm going to be 100%. I do not think Kanye marries Kim, right? I don't think Kanye marries Kim if she don't get pregnant. I don't think he had any incentive to marry her whatsoever unless she was pregnant.
Speaking of that, there was a point in Kim Kardashian's life when she was not the marrying type.
Is she now? Still?
Yes, I think she is now. She sort of changed her image a lot. She's doing a lot of the social justice stuff. She's cooking. She's really leaned into motherhood. Yeah, she throws the occasional sexy picture up there, but she leans into motherhood. She is a very good, I think she's a good wife. She cooks. She's very supportive of Kanye. She has stepped up to be a good wife. My thing is, what are your thoughts on marrying a woman with a past?
Oh, okay. Let's get this clear, and I'm going to turn the light on and look into the camera. Okay, I love sluts. Okay, I've never had a problem with that. I actually said,
fully married, bro.
Huh?
You are fully married.
I mean, I don't really I'm married, but you understand what I'm not saying. She gonna be like, you love sluts.
Whatever.
You know what?
That's why.
My wife's not a slut, right?
Exactly.
However,
why you sitting there saying you love sluts?
Well, you know what I mean.
I don't love sluts.
I don't.
Let me tell you something for the camera. Finding the right woman will change your life. You will do things that you would not have done normally.
Correct.
I've seen you do those things.
Yes, you.
I am doing those things now, and while I've always been the marrying, the type of guy a woman would marry, I think I saw that in myself recently within the last 3 years, and it's really just like changed my life. That's the point I feel like men need to get to in their life, to where they look and they take an assessment of themselves, which is why I push you so hard on a lot of different things, is that you need to take an assessment of yourself and realize if this is what you want, you may have to not alter who you are, but just sort of check your moral code, you know what I mean? In all things. Especially now that you have a daughter, because that daughter is going to change you. Right now, you're in the stage
It's already changed me. Every day I look at her, I feel a different emotion.
Oh, well, wait till your daughter becomes
18 like yours.
Wait till she gets her period.
No, God.
To form in her body, and because your daughter's going to live in multiple different bodies between now and the time that she's 18. She's going to be a toddler. She's going to be an infant. She's going to be a tween. She's going to be a teenager. She's going to be a woman. She's going to live in multiple different bodies. My daughter just turned 18. And I'm just like, wow, she just went out at 9:30 last night. I'm like, where are you
Plural.
going? My daughters. No, one of them's only 17.
Okay.
But my oldest went out at 9:30. I'm like, you just turned 18. Where are you going? Like, where are you going?
Right.
And why aren't you telling me where you're going? And you know what I mean? You're going to change how you see women, how you view women. That's all the things that happen when you become the marrying type, when you become a father. And some of us, you're lucky enough to where you are a husband and a father, right? That's not my reality. I'm just a father.
When you were a young dad. I think there was a lot of decisions. Like,
yeah.
You know, I don't discredit anybody who's like, you know, a young parent. Like, you gotta really look at like things that happen that have gone in our community. Like, you know, there's always this, he's black, so he's not gonna marry, or he's not gonna. They almost, in a way, make it as though we don't want families, right? We gotta look at ourselves and what's going on in the black community. You know, our people still, like I've said, we are only 55, 60 years removed from Malcolm and Martin. So when you talk about like the black families being broken up, like that's the kind of shit that happened in our communities. We talking about crack, heroin, single parent, like there was a lot of shit that has gone on.
Yeah.
And I notice, you know, in the white community, it's much more commonplace that the families are closer, and you know, you're finding your mate at 22 and getting married at 23, 24, and then yeah. But there's also a lot of problems and a lot of trauma that have gone on in
to a wedding.
Really?
No. That's what I keep telling my girl. I'm like, yo, I've never been to a wedding. So I've never been to a wedding. None of my friends are married, except you. And I didn't even know you were married until I found it on Instagram.
Okay, my mother didn't know.
It's cool. It's whatever. I'm just saying. I'm not salty about it.
You are, but
I've never been to a wedding. I didn't go to my mom. My mother didn't tell me she got married.
Oh, wait, your mother. Wow, that is spicy.
What? I didn't know that.
I don't even want to ask you what that conversation was like.
Yeah, I don't remember what it was like, but it was.
It was a little uneasy.
I'm still upset about it. I'm still salty about it. That's when I was talking to my therapist. I was like, yeah, you know, I didn't know. Bugs me out. How many times have you been in love? Really true love.
3.
You've been in love 3 times. Are you sure about that?
Positive. And when I'm telling you like the love, I'm saying it's the love that, well, I figured out what my heart could really do when I turned 32, 33. I think you remember that experience. We talked about that. Important. Then I had to do a re-inventory. I realized that love was redefined for me based on my actions of I can't be without this person, and that I love them so much that it's altering my behavior. And that's when I realized, like, in love, like, madly. And that's happened 3 times. It's happened 3 times. It's very easy for me to, and I don't want to say easy in a bad way, it's easy for me to express love. My approach to love is, you know how somebody be like, well, you tell somebody you love them? Mm-hmm. And they go, well, you told me you love me. Yeah, I told you I love you because I feel love for you. I could tell somebody I love them, and when you tell them you love me, you go, but you told me you love me. I was like, just because you tell somebody you love them doesn't mean that you're going to end up with them.
See, I've only been in love once.
Well,
I've thought.
Are you saying that for the camera, though?
No, I'm not.
Because you know your girl's going to see this?
No, I honestly, truly believe this. Like, I thought I was in love, like, 3 times. I thought I was in love, like, 3 times. But I've only really, truly been in love once, and that's with the girl I'm with now. Like, only been in love once.
I know that is true for you. Because
I thought I was fully in love with these women, and I thought I was in love with my very, very, very first girlfriend when I was in middle school. And as I got older, I realized, well, that wasn't fucking love. I just was an idiot.
Well, I'm talking about your behavior. Like, I've watched you, like, the emotion and
literally changed.
Your behavior is altering, meaning you realize, like, when y'all are on the outs, that it physically hurts you.
Yeah, like I've never felt this way about anyone else before.
Right.
And as we progressed in the relationship, I was like, oh, this is what love is. This is what it's like to feel love. This is what it's like to love someone. And it's really like changed my mind and changed my entire life. Can you describe how it feels to be truly, truly loved? Do you even know what that means or how that feels?
I knew I was fully being loved when I saw I knew I was fully in love when I saw how much my wife expressed it to me. And it was in a moment of pain for the both of us. Some shit that I did. And it also dawned on me that I've never given anyone a proper chance to love me correctly. I'm talking about my high school sweetheart. I'm talking about...
Yeah, once you get a real love, you start to question what the...
And I would have given that opportunity to, you know, back then, you know, you feel me? Mm-hmm. And, you know, I don't think the opportunity was wanted at that point. So I just... You know what I'm saying? I shut it off. And now, you know, I'm standing in the kitchen and I'm telling my wife, I'm like, I feel good because I'm finding out my true me. and what's going on. And I'm not going to take away your opportunity to love me the way that you want to love me. Because that's important.